50 haunting photos captured right before tragedy struck. On December 26, 2004, a massive tsunami devastated Southeast Asia, claiming 230,000 lives, including Deborah Garlick, whose final moments were captured on a recovered roll of film. In May 2023, Casey Rivera tragically lost his life in California while helping ducks cross a road. A heartbreaking photo taken just before shows his selfless act. The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger were photographed heading to their mission moments before the shuttle exploded 73 seconds into its launch, killing all 7 aboard. In October 2011, 3 teenagers, Essa Ricker, Kelsey Webster, and Savannah Webster, took a selfie on train tracks just moments before a train fatally struck them. A haunting photo from August 2015 captures a Hawker Hunter jet, seconds before crashing into traffic in Shoreham, UK, killing 11 people. MotoGP racer Marco Simoncelli was photographed moments before his fatal crash in 2011. Despite CPR efforts, he succumbed to his injuries less than an hour later. A wedding photo from 2023 captures newlyweds Samantha Miller and Arik Hutchinson just before their vehicle was struck by a drunk driver, tragically ending Samantha's life. Ayano Tokumasu, a Japanese student, was photographed at Niagara Falls, moments before losing her balance and falling to her death. Andrea Mazzetto's final moments were captured in a photo taken just before he tragically fell 600 feet while attempting to retrieve a dropped phone. President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline were photographed smiling in Dallas, Texas, just moments before his assassination in 1963. A 1978 photo of Pacific Southwest Airlines Flight 182 shows its last moments before a mid-air collision sent it crashing to the ground, killing 144 people. Robert Overacker's daring stunt at Niagara Falls ended in tragedy when his parachute failed to open, leading to his death as he attempted to draw attention to homelessness. Heather Price Papayoti was photographed at the Hoover Dam Bridge in 2014, shortly before tragically taking her own life. American Airlines Flight 191 was photographed in 1979 just before crashing near Chicago O'Hare after its left engine detached, killing 273 people. In one of aviation's worst disasters, French inventor Franz Reichelt tested his homemade parachute by jumping from the Eiffel Tower in 1912. Moments after the photo was taken, he tragically fell to his death when the parachute failed. A 1928 photo of the SS Vestris crew shows them moments before the ship sank due to severe weather, claiming 111 lives. A selfie taken by Gary Slock and his mother just before boarding Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 in 2014 captures their final moments before the plane was tragically shot down. Brazilian priest Adelir Antonio de Carli, attempting a world record with helium balloons, disappeared during the flight in 2008. His remains were found months later after washing ashore. This is the final photograph of Uruguayan Flight 571 before its tragic crash in the Andes on October 13, 1972. Of the 45 on board, 27 survived the crash, and after 72 harrowing days, only 16 were ultimately rescued. On July 25, 2000, an Air France Concorde crashed shortly after takeoff in Paris, claiming the lives of all 113 individuals on board, and marking the only fatal incident in the Concorde's 27 years of operation. A passenger aboard Japan Airlines Flight 123 captured a photo just before the Boeing 747 structural failure led to its crash near Mount Takamagahara, Japan, on August 12, 1985. Of the 524 on board, only 4 survived. On April 3, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was photographed with civil rights leaders on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. The next day, he was assassinated on the same balcony. The Brazilian Chapecoense football team was photographed on November 28, 2016, before boarding Lamia Flight 2933. Tragically, the plane crashed due to fuel exhaustion, killing 71 of the 77 passengers. In February 1970, 14-year-old Keith Sapsford fell to his death after sneaking into a plane's wheel well in Sydney. A photographer testing his lens unknowingly captured the moment of the tragic fall. Dave Halley photographed his family moments before boarding Malaysian Airlines flight MH17. Tragically, the plane was shot down, claiming the lives of all on board. On October 31, 2015, Olga Shayina posted a photo of her husband and child boarding Metrojet flight 9268. Moments after takeoff, the plane exploded mid-air, killing all 224 passengers and crew. A selfie of Colette Moreno and Ashley Theobald captures their joy just before a fatal car accident. Colette tragically lost her life 5 weeks shy of her wedding day. This is the final photo of Samangunan, a former Thai Navy SEAL who died during a rescue mission in 2018 to save 12 boys and their coach trapped in the flooded Tam Luang caves. Gilles Leclerc and Marianne Labanan took a selfie at the Bataclan Concert Hall in Paris in 2015. Moments later, gunmen attacked the venue. Gilles lost his life, while Marianne survived. Dashcam footage captured TransAsia Flight 235 seconds before it crashed into Taiwan's Keelung River in 2015. Of the 58 on board, only 15 survived. On August 1, 1943, William Becker, mayor of St. Louis, and 9 others perished when their glider's right wing broke off shortly after takeoff. A photo taken just before the 2003 Rhode Island nightclub fire shows the pyrotechnics that ignited the blaze, killing 100 and injuring over 200 people. Hendra Ganawan Sawal and his friends were photographed aboard Air Asia Flight QZ8501 just before it crashed into the Java Sea during a storm on December 28, 2014, killing all 162 on board. Princess Diana was photographed moments before the fatal car crash in Paris on August 31, 1997. The accident, caused by the driver trying to evade paparazzi, also claimed the lives of Dodi Fayed and the driver. Paul Walker and Roger Rodas are seen inside a Porsche Carrera GT shortly before the tragic crash that claimed their lives. The vehicle collided with a tree at 94 miles per hour, resulting in their untimely deaths. In 1924, George Mallory and Sandy Irvine were photographed at their Mount Everest base camp, preparing for their historic climb. Their fateful expedition ended in tragedy, with debate still surrounding whether they reached the summit before their deaths. In 1985, a Boeing 747 in Japan suffered explosive decompression due to a faulty repair. The aircraft crashed into Mount Takamagahara, killing 520 of the 524 on board. This photo, captured by a passenger, immortalized the moments before the catastrophe. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife, Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, were photographed in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, just before their assassination, a pivotal event that ignited World War I. Karl Wallenda, famed for his high-wire stunts, was captured performing without a safety net moments before falling 121 feet to his death in Puerto Rico on March 22, 1978. At 8:30 a.m. on September 11, 2001, David Monderer took this photo from the Manhattan Bridge. Just 16 minutes later, the first plane struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center, forever changing history. Carter Christensen, 17, tragically fell to his death from the Flatirons in Boulder, Colorado, after posting this image online. He plummeted over 100 feet while attempting to climb the rock formation without safety equipment. Garrett Miller, 15, was fatally injured on a soccer field after this photo was taken. While doing chin-ups on a goalpost, the structure collapsed, striking him on the head and resulting in his death. Steven Weber proposed to his girlfriend underwater while vacationing in Tanzania in 2019. Tragically, he drowned before resurfacing, leaving behind this bittersweet memory. In 2013, parkour enthusiast Pavel Kashin attempted a backflip on the rooftop of a 16-story building in St. Petersburg, Russia. This photo, captured by a friend, shows the moment just before he lost his balance and fell to his death. Allison Parker, a journalist, was conducting a live TV interview in 2015 when she and her cameraman, Adam Ward, were fatally shot by a former co-worker. This image is from their final broadcast moments before the tragedy. On August 30th, 2015, Jolie Callan hiked with her ex-boyfriend Lauren Bunner in Chiaha State Park, Alabama. This haunting photo, taken by Bunner, captures her final moments before he pushed her off a 40-foot cliff to her death. Snowboarder Marco Siffredi was photographed in 2002, moments before attempting a daring descent on Mount Everest. He disappeared during the attempt, and his body was never recovered.